The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Who are some of your biggest influences and who are some of your favorite comedians?
Well, Leno and Woodley, because they're the reason why I started, and I love physical stuff. But they're very silly. They're not dark at all, but I love doing physical slapstick stuff in my act. And then as I got older, my absolute number one is Bill Burr. I think he's the best, and I think he's such an inspiration in terms of like the work ethic and how hard he's worked and how long he's worked. He's 50 and he's just sold out the Forum in America for his 50th birthday, which is 20,000 people.
Wow.
And he's doing 3 on this current tour of that size, and that's just insane. And I love his podcast. I love just about everything he do. His animated series, F is for Family, on Netflix is incredible. Everything that guy does and touches, I think, is really great. I also love Jim Jeffries just for what he's done with his career and his humor and just how far he'll go. I love Patrice O'Neill for the same reason. And then some newer people that I'm kind of getting into at the moment. I'm really enjoying Chris D'Elia at the moment. I think he's great. I started getting the Bert Kreischer too, just a little bit. But yeah, it's really cool. There's just so many comedians out there. I love Luke Kidgel as well, who I kind of started with. Just there's so many people out there that are just really, really doing stuff. And then I'd say not really from a stand-up point of view, but from a business aspect, like what Kevin Hart has managed to do is incredible. Just his work ethic and the businesses that he has, and you know he's doing TV shows, he's doing stand-up, he's doing movies, and he runs his own production companies that make TV for other people, and he does tours for other people. And he's done. I heard something ridiculous, like he said that in the last couple of years he's made 56 comedy specials for other people. And I think that's so cool, just to not only for him to reach the level of success he's at as himself, he's also helping other people and doing this and doing that and owns businesses. And I really love the business side of things, and it's really cool to see.
It'd be interesting to get your take on Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Who, big comedian. I was only introduced to him maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And yeah, recently he caught that situation.
Yeah.
Now I don't actually know exactly what the situation was. I never really watched the news reports. I basically just got passed on the info from the guy who put me onto his comedy.
Yeah.
That, he was batting off in front of some chicks in a hotel room or something. Yeah. And now he's been done for some sort of sexual assault or some sort of...
He's not actually been charged. I think he really messed up from what I understand, from what I've read. He asked permission, but he didn't get an enthusiastic yes. Sometimes he didn't get a no, but he didn't get it seems like he kind of used his power and his fame, and he really pressured a lot of younger female comedians into sitting through that, which I think is horrible and awful. But I also think he's an amazing comedian. And it's like, there's like that cognitive dissonance of like a dude who's done some pretty horrible stuff and also not just done it, but admitted to it. He came out and he said, everything's true. I messed up. I'm really sorry. And so so it was like, you can hear accusations and all that kind of stuff. And you'd be like, yeah, but I want to wait, see what he has to say. And then when he came out and said it's all true and I'm disputing none of it at all, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's really bad then. And now I don't know how I feel about him. But I don't know. He's one of the best comedians there ever was.
Has he done anything since? Like, has his career pretty much come to a standstill?
He's just started coming back. So he admitted to everything. He lost just about every deal he had. Lost his TV series, his comedy specials, just his movie, everything. He lost it all. And then he came back 8 months later, and he's done 2 spots, surprise spots, just 10-minute slots of him just doing stand-up comedy. And now the conversation is like, well, should he be allowed to do that? And it's like, he hasn't been convicted. He admitted to it, but he did do it. So it's like, and he did it to other female comedians. And it's like, essentially, do we let him back into the workplace where he sexually assaulted co-workers. I mean, it's different because it's a very individual thing, but you know, he's going back into the world that these women are in or have left because of that. So it's, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I feel like you can't ever ban someone from doing, you know, it's like, oh, you fucked up and you did something wrong, so now you can't ever be a carpenter again. You know, it's like, that's not fair. You can't take away someone's livelihood, but it's also not fair to the women. I just think it's a really hard situation. But I guess all you can do is, I feel like there's this real bad thing online of not giving people a chance to improve and make good. I think that's a really dangerous thing. If you mess up once and you get exposed for it, your life's over. Like, what's he supposed to do? Like, he's got kids. You know, is he supposed to lose all his money and then if he runs out of money, he has to get a job at the supermarket, or, you know, or he can't feed his kids, or it's like, you can't take away people's livelihood, I don't think. But it is, I understand why people aren't happy about him coming back. But end of the day, man's got to eat. And there are a lot of people out there that really want to see him.
Dice Clay.
Love him. I love him. I actually only found out about him a year ago because I was wearing a leather jacket all the time. And I got this message, and I've been wearing this jacket for about 2 years because I loved it, and I still wear it. But I got this message of, oh, you're just copying Andrew Dice Clay. And I was like, who's that? I've got to, if someone thinks I'm copying him, I better make sure that I haven't stolen any of his jokes. I was worried that, you know, because sometimes you hear a joke and then a year later it comes into your head as your idea and you're like, oh, I wrote this. And it's like, oh, The Simpsons did that. Shit. But yeah, so I Googled him and it was like this rock star coming out on stage in this huge leather jacket and people were screaming and he's flicking cigarettes and being real arrogant and he's got this real character. And I was like, man, I have to start copying this guy. I haven't been doing it up until now, but now I am. No, but yeah, I think he's great. And I did all this research about him, how he became like the biggest comedian in the world at that time. Like he was the first comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden. That's right. He was huge. And I couldn't believe that I'd never heard of him until now. I think he's making a bit of a comeback, actually.
The lesson. 27. Oh, yeah.